Hey YouTube family, how are you guys doing? Hope this video is finding you all doing well. This is the Westcreek Racer. Kind of like an offset SG style guitar. I don't know much about the Gibson line. I'm more of a Telly guy. But this thing is pretty cool looking. A good buddy of mine, 2Bike Mike, he got one. He got the yellow one to match his truck. And wow, that thing looked really cool. So this just landed. I just pulled it out of the box and I plugged it in. Have yet to play it. Just looking at it, it sounds like it's working. And everything looks good. Plastic still on the covers. This is not going to show, but this is highly metallic. Even in the black stripes, there's silver metallic in there. Traditional, 2 volume, 2 tones, 3-way switch, not push-pull. Well, I don't know. No, not push-pull. Set neck, beautifully done. I can't see any issues with this whatsoever. But anyway, I just have it in a Vox MV50. It's a small little pedal board amp going through a small 10-inch speaker cabinet. No effects, no reverb, no compressor, nothing. Let's hit a G chord and see what happens. It's got some grit. So it's not holding tune because the strings are probably stretching or maybe they're old. It's hard to know how long these guitars have been in a warehouse when they land at your house, right? See, when you buy these guitars, it's not like buying one from a music store that's been unboxed, looked over, hopefully set up by whoever works there, and hung in a nice humidified room. These are coming from a probably dry, cold warehouse somewhere, and they land in your door, and then you try them out and you think, oh, well, this isn't really good. Well, yeah, but set them up. Just set them up, right? We're going to set this one up and see what it needs, because it's definitely going to need something. The action feels a little bit high. I can tell you right now, the nut isn't cut deep enough. So that's good. I'd rather have a guitar come in with the nut not cut deep enough than a nut cut too deep, because it's a heck of a lot easier to file them down than it is to build them up. Typical TOM bridge, like all the other Westcreek stuff. All right, let's just go through the pickups. Oh, okay. Volume works. Tone. Pot's a little bit dirty, I think. Neck. Oh, that's kind of a nice neck. It's clear. So all right, in the middle position we have independent volumes. Well, sort of. So they're independent as soon as you turn, one of them up. There. It's like an on-off switch almost. Look. See that? And then you can dial that in. Off. So not purely independent, but typical Gibson wiring, I think. From my understanding, a lot of them are wired that way. Place fine. Neck position. Middle position. I remember buying a budget guitar probably like 15 years ago. Came from AliExpress. It was a, kind of a blonde telly with a black guard, and it was, I think, $80 some plus tax. And I'm like, what? There's no way. So I ordered it just for fun. I thought it might have been a toy, and it landed here probably like a month and a half later. And sure enough, it was a full-size guitar. And this thing was garbage. So I bought another body, I think off Guitar Fetish, and then I reassembled it with the original neck and changed all the hardware and all, and ended up with a budget guitar that it cost me like $600, like back 15 years ago. So I ended up selling that thing for like $300, right? So it just, that kind of turned me off from budget guitars. So I kind of steered clear, and I had one or two guitars here, and that was it. But I gotta say, these new budget guitars coming out today, holy smokes, they're good. Like, I know some people buy them and think, oh, this is no good, I'm going to return it, blah, blah, blah. And it's so easy to return stuff. And that's great. But just a basic setup is like, they're coming with, the hardware is good, decent anyway. You could definitely gig this thing with a setup. The electronics are good, the switches are good, the pickups are good. Once in a while, hey. Well, not this case, I guess. Hey. Once in a while you get like microphonic pickups in the cheaper guitars, but even the finish, like the paint work and the binding work and the finish on the frets, and it's like, what the heck? How do they make this for $300 plus tax? It doesn't make sense. It's crazy. Anyway, it's a good time to be a guitar player. If you guys are into like having a bunch of guitars, you don't want to spend a lot of money for them. These brands are crazy, like Westcreek and M-Musi. They're two of the better ones that we have access to here in Canada. You guys in the US probably got access to a bunch of different ones that are probably as good, maybe even better. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that can beat these right out of the box here in Canada anyway. That doesn't require a ton of work. Even some brand names, like you watch my Michael Kelly video, not one but two. I got two of those guitars that retail after taxes here in Canada for almost $620, and I had to do a lot of work to both of them to get them gig ready. Price doesn't necessarily mean you're getting something good. But anyway, let's throw this on the bench and pop this back cover off and see what we're dealing with, and then we'll see what we have to do to get this thing set up and rocking. So again, you have the Westcreek logo. It's kind of like a hieroglyphics, kind of changes there in the light, if you can see that. It's got some dark parts to it, some lighter parts to it. And they have that nice little squiggly design. And the racer on the truss rod cover. The nut is bone. Again, it looks pretty good there, but it's a little high. Frets are super nice, typical Westcreek. But check out the fret. Check out the inlays. Look at those things. Isn't that cool? Man, that's some cool detail. And then at the 12th fret, look, they're trimmed in red. Like, that's a lot of detail, man, for a $300 guitar. Come on. Holy smokes. It's really cool. When they get smaller, as the frets get smaller. Really neat. Look at that. Bang on in the center. Pickups are dead center. Right over the strings. I mean, I don't know what more someone could ask for if you're looking to spend this kind of money for a guitar. It's crazy. This isn't really my style. I was just so curious because these things are getting good reviews online. So yeah, pretty cool. Oh, these jacks are kind of cool. Don't ask me where I got it. I bought this years ago, but they're like a magnet, right? So there, your jack is connected, and instead of unplugging all the time, you just break it off. And they got some pretty good, yeah, it's pretty good adherence for sure. Like I can pick the guitar up, right? As opposed to pulling out the jack every time. Just leave it in there and boop, that's it. Yeah, so very clean looking. And you look at these stripes, it almost looks like the black is on top of the red. But when you run your finger over, there's nothing. Like you can't feel anything. It's just like one layer. So they must have quite a bit of clear coat on this to cover, because unless this is all painted on and it's all one layer, but I don't know. Anyway, they do a freaking good job. I'm impressed. The binding on this thing, it's perfect. Look at it. There's not a blemish or blip or anything. Gets thinner at the bottom there, wraps around, and goes up the other side. Wow. It's cool, man. Gotta say. The back side, got the serial number there. Just a Westcreek tuners. Nice volute. Added strength at the headstock. It's good. Like flawless paint. There you can see the metallic coming out. Really nice. That's just dirt. It's not. All right, I'm gonna take this cover off. All right, so got the cover off. It's kind of black in there, sort of. Got full-size pots. We got a real switch. We got 4-wire pickups. So you could put some split shaft pots in there if you wanted to. And typical jack. Green chiclets. Very clean in there. No problems whatsoever that I can see. Nice. Nice. Now, being that this is a $300 guitar and those are humbucking pickups, I would assume that that is not shielding paint. That would be just, just like black paint or whatever. But we will check it anyway, just to see. Let's see. Can you guys see the number there? I think so. All right, let's just go check in there. Oh, look at that. It is shielding paint. What the heck? Huh. Surprise, surprise. So they got shielding paint in there on a $300 guitar with humbuckers. Cool. I'm not doing anything to this. This is great. The electronics are great just the way they are. I don't want to mod anything. So let's get the strings off and check for high frets. Right before we flip it around, we'll just check, see if any screws need tightening. Oh, not bad. Yeah, you can definitely snug them up a little bit. This is stuff that should be done on every new guitar. Just check to make sure everything's snug. Alright, gotta take the strings off. Right, before I took the strings off, I set the intonation just, to get ready for when I restring this thing. I'll have to tweak it. But these first three were out totally. But these lower three, the D, the A, and the E string, they're right on. They're good. It's a nice hefty piece of metal there. No stamps or anything on the back. And this one, oh, this one fits really tightly. It's good. Yeah, typical. Nothing fancy, but hey, it works. Again, no stamp. Put that over there. Screws are got a little bit of play in them. Nothing serious. They're seated nice though. If you look at, there's no space between the collars and the body. Those are nicely seated in there. So all good there. No issues. Checking these frets, they're a little gritty. Again, these are not stainless steel, so they get oxidization, right? Sitting in a warehouse, changing temperature. So we'll clean that up. All right, so we have rocking in the middle. All right, so we have a back bow. Easy fix. Just got to get a truss rod wrench and give that a little bit of relief. There, that's what we want. All right, neck is straight. And out of 22 frets, here's what I found. High spot right here. High spot right here in the middle. And a slight high spot right here. That's it. $300. I'm just going to spot level these 3 spots using this crappy crowning file that I got off Amazon for like 17 bucks, I think, years ago. This one, the groove isn't deep enough, so it'll actually take meat off of the top of the fret. But with the Stumac one, this is a centered Z file. See how it's like narrow there at the top? So it will not go down to the top of the fret. So you can't take any meat off. So once you have it level, when you crown them, you're just creating that crown. So you're safe with this. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do. And then polish them up and condition the fretboard, and we're golden. Frets turned out great. It was just a matter of taking a little meat off to 3 of them and re-crowning, repolishing, and condition the fretboard. Looks fantastic. Man, look at the grain in that. That's crazy. Just threw some wax on the guitar. All these tuners were loose, just like pretty much every guitar I've ever looked at. These, these nuts need to be tightened, and not a big deal. It just needs to get done. I filed down these nut slots a little bit just to get the string down because they were a little high at the first fret. And yeah, threw some polish on there, and it is sparkly. Done. Restrung, re-intonated, action set. Thing is mint. Racer. Westcreek Racer. Cool. If you guys have one, let me know what you think of them. Comments are always welcome. Feedback, always appreciated. You guys take care. God bless. Have a good one.